Good afternoon, students.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, all. So, in our last class, we discussed about the conservation of momentum, and we state the law of conservation of momentum, mathematical equation for calculating the conservation of momentum, and one application for the conservation of momentum, right? So we can quickly recall all these concepts. After that, we can make a revision of this chapter, force and laws of motion. So starting with Atleo, state the law of conservation of momentum.
Momentum cannot be created nor be destroyed in action.
Okay, so the momentum can neither be created nor be destroyed. It is get transferred from one object to another object. Okay, and one more statement for the law of conservation of momentum, Lynette.
Ma'am, when two bodies collide with each other with absence of external force, then the total final momentum is equal to the total initial momentum.
Okay, very good. Whenever the two objects are collide with each other, and what's the condition that we are consider here? In the absence of external force. When two objects are collide with each other in the absence of external force, then we can say that the total final momentum of the object should be equal to that of their total initial momentum. Okay, very good. The next question to Nivedya Rose. What's the mathematical expression for calculating the momentum, conservation of momentum? Mathematical equation for law of conservation of momentum. Irene? Same question, mathematical equation for calculating the law of conservation. Yes, okay, Nivedya, you can continue. Okay.
Ma'am, mass into velocity.
Mass into velocity is momentum. What is the mathematical equation for calculating the law of conservation of momentum? Mathematical expression corresponding to law of conservation of momentum. Then the same question to Nikhila Mary. Nikhila. If you know the answer, please unmute and say. Anashwara. Yes.
Ma'am, last class I was facing some network issues.
Okay, okay, dear. Then the same question to Abhiram. Mathematical expression for law of conservation of momentum. Lakshmi Nandakumar.
Yes, ma'am.
Mathematical expression for law of conservation of momentum. Tamanna Ansel. Okay, I think Tamanna, actually it's not clear. Your sound is breaking. Some network issues either there. Anandita, same question.
M1 U1 plus M2 U2 is equal to M1 V1 plus M2 V2.
Okay. M1 U1 plus M2 U2 is equal to M1 V1 plus M2 V2. Then Alan, try to differentiate each term present in this equation.
M1 M is equal to M1 is equal to mass of first object.
Okay.
M is equal to mass of second object.
Okay.
U1 is equal to initial velocity of first object.
Okay.
U2 is equal to initial velocity of second object.
Okay. Then V1.
V1 is equal to final velocity of a first object. V2
Okay.
is equal to final velocity of second object.
Final velocity of second object. Okay. All right. Very good. Then Hira, tell me any one application of law of conservation of momentum.
Ma'am, Ma'am, that rocket.
Yeah, rocket propulsion. Propulsion of rocket is one example or one application of the law of conservation of momentum. Okay, so whenever the propulsion of rocket, the chemicals inside the rocket burn and produce the high velocity blast of hot gases. As a result, the rocket moves in upward direction, but at the same time, what happens? To conserve the total momentum of gases, rocket moves up and the gases are moves downwards. Okay, that is the total momentum before collision will be equal to total momentum after collision. So the momentum possessed by the rocket will be before propulsion of the rocket will be equal to that of the momentum possessed by the rocket after its propulsion. So this is one of the application of conservation of momentum, that is propelling of rocket. Similarly, one more application is there. In the case of jet planes, the same thing happens in the case of jet planes. Fuel in jet planes burns and eject gases in backward direction. Then by conservation of momentum, plane moves ahead. The plane moves in the upward direction. Fuel in jet plane burns and eject gases in backward direction. Then by conservation of momentum, plane moves ahead. Sometimes while seeing these applications, you may be felt that whether it is same we are explaining the case of Newton's third law of motion. Yes, exactly the same. So this law of conservation of momentum is actually the consequence of the Newton's third law of motion. So from all these two applications, it's clear that law of conservation of momentum, law of conservation of momentum was a direct consequence of law of conservation of momentum is an direct consequence of Newton's third law of motion. That is, to every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. So the law of conservation of momentum is actually a direct consequence of Newton's third law of motion. Based on this Newton's third law of motion, this law of conservation of momentum is came to exist. Fuel in jet plane burns and eject gases in backward direction. Then by conservation of momentum, plane moves ahead. So here the momentum possessed by the jet plane before their propulsion will be equal to the momentum possessed by the jet planes after their propulsion. So here also you can write the heading as propulsion of jet plane. Propulsion of jet plane. So these are S.
Ma'am, if a question comes, give an example for this that momentum, this
Conservation of momentum.
Conservation of momentum. So we should write that full.
If the answer is in the descriptive manner, you must write this explanation. Otherwise, if it is a very short answer question of one word answers, right? You just write the first heading, propelling of jet plane. Just like that of the propulsion of rocket here in the previous section. Here also you can write propelling of jet plane. If it is a one word answer, you only need to write the heading. If it is a descriptive question, you must write is fuel in jet plane burns and eject gases in backward direction. Then by conservation of momentum, plane moves ahead. So from these two applications, you can say that law of conservation of momentum is a direct consequence of Newton's third law of motion. Okay. So actually this law of conservation of momentum is consists of a derivative steps in order to derive the mathematical derivation. But according to a revised syllabus, they are only say we only need to study the elementary concepts of law of conservation of momentum. An elementary concept means you must study what is the definition of law of conservation of momentum. State the law and then study the mathematical expression m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2 and any two application of this law of conservation of momentum. That's all. Is it okay? Is it over, children? Okay. So now let me check what all things that we are discussed in this lesson. So our lesson, the second one, second chapter, force and laws of motion. Force and laws of motion. So here we study about force. What is the definition of force? What are the characteristics of force? SI unit of force and all. Then we classify the force into two. One is balanced force and other is unbalanced force. And from this second chapter, we get an idea that in the previous chapter, we studied that motion, it is the movement of an object from one place to another with respect to time. That is what is known as motion. And what is the cause of motion? Actually, the cause of motion is force. Force is the cause of motion. Force is the cause of motion. Force is the cause of motion. Then based on that, in this chapter, we discuss mainly three laws of motion. One is Newton's first law. Then Newton's second law of motion. And then Newton's third law of motion. Newton's first law, Newton's second law, and Newton's third law of motion. From each law, we derive some new concepts here. The Newton's first law of motion is also known as
Law of
law of
inertia.
inertia. So here we study a new term, inertia. Law of inertia. What is inertia? What do you
The
mean by?
tendency of an object to stay at rest or in motion.
Very good. It is the tendency of an object to stay in a state of rest or in a uniform motion. That is what is known as inertia. And how we can measure inertia? Which physical quantity is used to measure the inertia?
Mass.
Mass. Very good. So based on mass, we can measure inertia. If greater the mass, what will be the nature of inertia?
Larger than it.
Greater will be the inertia. If lesser the mass, lesser will be the inertia. Mass and inertia are directly proportional to each other. Then from the Newton's second law of motion, we study another concept, or we derive a mathematical equation for calculating force. What's that? Force F is equal to
M into A.
M into A. So from the Newton's second law of motion, we get a new concept. We derive a new mathematical expression for force, that is F is equal to ma. Then from Newton's third law of motion, we introduce a new concept, another law, that is law of conservation of momentum. Law of conservation of momentum. So this is what about the total picture of this chapter. So if we are start with the force, definition of force, characteristics of force, SI unit of force, and we classify the force into two, balanced force and unbalanced force, and their applications or examples from daily life. Then we've studied that force is actually the real cause of motion. Based on that, we study or we discussed the 3 laws of motion: Newton's first law, Newton's second law, and Newton's third law. So from these 3 laws of motion, we introduce some new concept. The Newton's first law of motion is also known as law of inertia. From Newton's second law, we get a mathematical equation for calculating the force. And from Newton's third law, we study or we state another law of momentum, law of conservation of momentum. So I hope that this topic are clear to you. All this topic and this chapter is clear, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now can we start the revision?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so for that, I divide this entire class into 2 teams, boys versus girls. Are you ready? Boys team and girls team. If you say the right answer, you can score 1 mark. Otherwise, it will pass to. If the answers are wrong, the score pass to the next team. Boys, girls. Okay. So the first question is to boys. Can you see this?
Can I zoom?
Okay. What about now? Is it clear?
Can I zoom in a little more?
1 minute, children. What about now?
Now it's it.
So first question to boys. Which of the following is the unit of linear momentum? Kilogram meter per second, kilogram meter second, kilogram meter per second square, kilogram.
Kilogram meter per second.
Kilogram meter per second. Is it right, girls? Yes, it's right. Okay. So here boys and girls. It's right. Okay. Then the next one, next question to girls. What is the physical quantity that takes into account the combined effect of mass and velocity?
Momentum.
Momentum. Very good. What is the physical quantity that takes into account the combined effect of mass and velocity? The combined effect of mass and velocity means product of mass and velocity. Product of mass and velocity is nothing. It is momentum. Okay. Good. So here girls 1. Okay. Next question to boys. Action and reaction are equal and opposite, and they act on same body, different bodies, none of this.
Different bodies.
Oh, simple.
Different bodies.
Okay, different bodies. Good. Then girls, the inertia of an object tends to cause the object to decelerate due to friction, to resist any change in its state of motion, to increase the speed, none of this. Think and answer. The inertia of an object tends to cause the object to decelerate due to friction, to resist any change in its state of motion, to increase the speed, none of this. Think about what is the definition of inertia. Yes.
To resist any change in its state.
Yes, very good. To resist any change in its state of motion. Why? Because inertia is the tendency of an object to remain in a state of rest or state of uniform motion. So it is the tendency of an object to remain in a state of rest. Okay. So the inertia of an object tends to cause the object to resist any changes in its state of motion. So option B is right. Very good. Okay, the next question to boys. Actually, all the question to boys are simple. Which one of this is not a correct formula? F is equal to ma square, F is equal to ma, P is equal to mv. Boys,
Ma'am, P is equal to MV.
wrong answer. So the score goes to girls. What is the correct answer, girls? Now your chance
Is
is over.
equal to ME square.
Yes, F is equal to ma square. Read the question carefully. Which one of these is not a correct formula? Not a correct formula. F is equal to ma is correct. P is equal to mv. It is correct. It is the product of mass and velocity. But did you study the formula like this? F is equal to ma square?
No.
No. So the answer is here. F is equal to ma square is not a correct formula. Now the next question to girls. According to the third law of motion, action and reaction options always act on the same body, always act on different bodies in opposite direction, have same magnitude and direction, act on either body at normal to each other.
Option B, always act on different bodies in opposite direction.
Very good. So action and reaction force are act on different directions in different bodies and in opposite direction. All right. Okay. The next question to boys. Rocket works on the principle of conservation of dash mass, energy, momentum. Okay, momentum. That's right. Okay, then from next question onwards, you have no option. To girls, the momentum of an object is the product of its mass and dash.
Mass and velocity.
Okay, very good. Mass and velocity. Next one to boys. According to second law of motion, the rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to dash applied.
The force.
The force applied. Very good. Okay. The next question to girls. 1 minute. Read the question. Which one? 10th one. According to law of conservation of momentum, the total momentum of an isolated system is always dash. It is? Yeah, say it louder. According to law of conservation of momentum, the total momentum of an isolated system is always dash. The time is over now. Do you know the answer?
Ma'am, constant.
It is constant, right? That is what is the law of conservation of momentum. The momentum before collision will be equal to momentum after collision. That is the total momentum of the system remains constant. Now the next question to boys, 11th one. Recoiling of a gun is an example of dash law of motion. To boys,
Third law of motion.
yeah, Newton's third law of motion. Okay, the next question to girls. The forces are said to be balanced if net force is dash.
0.
Okay, 0. Very good. So balanced force are the force in which the resultant force exert on a body is equal to 0. So the answer is 0. Next to boys. The property of inertia is the largest in toy car, a motorcycle, a car, a truck. Yes. Which one? Truck. Very good. Next to girls. Which of the following actions does not show any effect of force? Football is kicked, applying brakes in car, turning handle of a cycle to turn, changing the color of wall.
Changing the color of
Changing the color of wall. Very good. Which of the following action does not show any effect of force? Whenever we kick the football, there is a force will be there. Applying a brakes in a car, force is there. Push or pull. Turning handle of a cycle to turn, there also a push or pull is there. But changing the color of the wall, there is no effect of force. So right answer. Okay. Next one, to boys. A force equal in magnitude and opposite in direction is called a dash. Balanced force, unbalanced force, frictional force, gravitational force.
Ma'am, can you zoom?
Okay, all right. A force equal in magnitude and opposite direction is called a dash. Boys, your time over now. Quickly. Say the answer fast. A force equal in magnitude and opposite in direction is called a dash. I think they are searching the answers, right? What's the correct answer?
Ma'am, girl.
Frictional force.
Is it frictional force? Wrong.
Balance force. Balance force.
Actually, it is balanced force, but you say the wrong answer. So unfortunately, the source goes to which team?
Boy.
It's to boys. Actually, the boys team say the wrong answer.
Ma'am, boy said the
Wrong answer.
he said
So
the
the
correct answer.
But he said that.
yes,
Said it. But he said that before.
he said that the frictional force,
Ma'am,
right?
but girls will answer
Ma'am,
right.
he said mistake.
We said the answer.
Okay. So what do you think, girls? Can we give the scores to boys or not? Okay, anyway, since they are said the wrong answer first, we can give the scores to girls. This is our rule. Okay. The next question is to girls. It's actually a puzzle. Across SI unit of force. Girls.
Newton.
Newton. Okay. SI unit of force is Newton, right? Okay, the next question to girls. Sorry, boys. Force which opposes relative motion. Think and answer. This is something that you are studied in the previous year. Something this answer can be related to that of your previous answer, that what you may be wrong. It's a very
Frictional.
yeah, it's a frictional force. Okay. Force which opposes the relative motion of an object. There are different types of forces are there. But in this chapter, we have to study only two types, balanced force and unbalanced force. Actually, this question is a recapitulation of the thing that you are already studied in the previous year. The force which opposes the relative motion of an object is known as frictional force. Friction. Right. Very good, boys. Okay, then next to girls, measure of inertia.
Mass.
Very good. Measure of inertia is mass. The next question to boys. First law is also known as the law of dash.
Inertia.
Inertia, right. Inertia. Okay, then next question to girls. Okay. Product of mass and velocity.
Momentum.
Momentum. Okay, product of mass and velocity is momentum. 1 minute. Okay, product of mass and velocity is momentum, right? Next to boys. Natural tendency of an object to resist a change in its state of motion or rest is called a dash. Think and answer. Natural tendency of an object to resist a change in its state of motion or rest. We discussed one.
Inertia.
Yes, very good. It is inertia. Inertia. Inertia is the tendency of an object to remain in a state of rest or state of uniform motion. So it is a natural tendency of an object to resist a change in its state of motion or rest. Good. So here 1. Then the next question to girls. Magnitude of resultant if forces are balanced.
0.
It is 0. If balanced forces are acting on a body, then the magnitude of the resultant force is equal to 0. Good. One more question here we have. Where is that sheet? I think it's missing. Okay, I think it's over. Yeah. So now what about the scores? Girls team 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Boys 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So who won the game?
Boys.
Boys.
Is it boys? Alan? Okay. Anyway, boys made the 2 questions say wrong. That's why the score passed to girls. Anyway, they are made the good attempt. Okay. Congratulations, girls team. Okay, children. So that's all about this chapter, force and laws of motion. So in the same way, we can make the revision of the chapter motion, the first chapter motion in the next week. Okay. So try to study all the concepts and equations. There are 3 equations of motion are there: velocity time relation, position time relation, position velocity relations and all. So study all the concepts before the next class. Okay. I think on next Thursday. Okay. So